Anti-government protesters in Thailand say they will hold fresh rallies this weekend. They want to hand a letter to the king, reiterating their demands for reform of the monarchy. For weeks, protesters led mainly by students have taken to the streets demanding reform of Thailand's political power structure. But for some, seeing the monarchy targeted crosses a line. Saksith Saiyasombut reports.
It's a wave of yellow on this midweek evening in Bangkok's Lumpini Park. A group of Thais pledging their loyalty to the monarchy. The show of force came after months of street rallies by young protesters demanding a wholesale reform of the power structure. That includes the monarchy, an institution that was once considered untouchable just a few months ago. For Warong Detkit Wikrom, a self-proclaimed royalist, it feels like his entire worldview is now under attack. Mr. Warong is a former pro-establishment lawmaker. In August, he set up a royalist movement aiming to protect the monarchy. He believes that the mostly young protesters are being misled by political actors pulling the strings in the background, even though there's no proof for that.
คือถามว่าเขาจะปฏิรูปสถาบันถ้าเป็นการแสดงออกด้วยความรู้สึกเอื้ออาทรกันไมตรีกันผมว่ามันพอรับฟังได้นะแต่เรามาดูข้อเรียกร้องเขา10 ข้อมันไม่ได้เกี่ยวข้องกับประโยชน์ของประเทศหรือทำให้สถาบันดีขึ้นคำว่าปฏิรูปมันต้องทำให้ดีขึ้นแต่การกระทำ10 ข้อต่างๆมันเป็นการดึงสถาบันให้ต่ำกว่าประชาชน
Mr. Warong's group is just one of many that have staged their own rallies across the country to pledge their loyalty to the monarchy over the last few weeks. Many of these rallies were organized by local officials.
And I think that the various institutions like the civil service play a massive role, not only in mobilizing supporters, which they do, but also just as hotbeds of royalism. The Thai word for civil servant is Karachakan, which actually translates as servant of the king's affairs. So that's a vastly different concept. In Thailand, they owe their allegiance to the monarchy.
Over the last couple of weeks, as the pro-reform protests gain momentum, the size of royalist group rallies grows too. The two groups have so far mostly stayed out of each other's way. Still, the simmering tension prompted unprecedented comments from King Maha Vajiralongkorn himself. On a recent evening walkabout, the king has commented on the anti-government protests in what seemed to be an impromptu interview with foreign media. He has said that he loves the protesters and his supporters all the same, and he has called Thailand a land of compromise. But given Thailand's recent history with street protests, there are fears that confrontations might be inevitable. Royalist Mr. Warong says that his group is only there to combat ideas, not people.
คือเราพยายามอธิบายข้อเท็จจริงเท่านั้นเองเราพยายามหลีกเลี่ยงการที่ชุมนุมของเขาเราต้องไปอยู่ของเราอีกที่หนึ่งเราไม่ใช่เป็นการปลุกระดมว่าไปสู้เขานะไปต่อสู้เขาไปทำร้ายเขาไม่ใช่อย่างนั้นถ้าอันนั้นคือการปลุกระดมเพื่อเอาคนไปสู้กันนั้นไม่ใช่
On Sunday, thousands of well-wishers greeted the royal family outside Bangkok's Grand Palace. The carefully choreographed encounter drew the biggest turnout of royalists in many months. Mr. Warong himself was among them and has posted this video online showing the king speaking to him. We must help to bring out the truth, the king said. But it is a contested truth, even more so now, between those that want a review of the monarchy's role in Thailand today and those who insist that the tradition of the royal prerogative is the best way forward. Saksith Saiyasombut, CNA, Bangkok.